Good afternoon. This is Victor Jimenez with Sewer Line Check Professionals. I'm here at 1443 West 69th Street in Los Angeles. And I'm in the process of performing a video examination of the main sewer line. And the main sewer line is the portion of the waste drainage piping which is exterior to the structure. It lies underground and connects the building drain line system to the public sewer. The building drain line system then is the portion or portions of the waste drainage piping which are underneath or interior to the structure. Today's video examination is not focused on the building drain line system, so if further evaluation is desired regarding the building drain line system, a licensed plumbing contractor should be contacted, or a specialty building drain line video examination can be set up through our office. Alright, so I've accessed today's main sewer line from a 3.5-inch main sewer line cleanout located on the back right point of the structure. We've pushed here about 122 feet to the connection point at public sewer. So we're going to be doing this examination from public sewer coming back to this cleanout. So I'll be commenting on what we're seeing as we're coming back from that. So pulling away from public sewer, we are in a 6-inch diameter vitrified clay piping. Now the vitrified clay is a very common material for main sewer lines. It has a long service life expectancy. However, it is more susceptible to damage during earthquake and seismic activity, and it has a tendency to let in roots at the joint areas. Now, this connection point here of the clay is in acceptable condition. I didn't see any breaks, no cracks, no roots coming in, so that's a good sign. Now, here at 120 feet, the material changes once again. We are now entering a section of concrete piping. Now, concrete exhibits very similar characteristics to the clay, in that it does have a long service life expectancy. However, it is more susceptible to damage during earthquake, seismic activity, and it also has a tendency to let in roots in at the joint areas. Essentially, those two pipe materials are fragile. They're more easily broken than other materials, and so that's kind of what you have to watch out for. Now, in pushing out here, I didn't see any breaks or cracks in the concrete section, which is good. I did see a couple spots, like right there, where there's some root intrusions coming in, and there's essentially what would better be known as like a mortar dam on a lot of these joint areas. So the way that they seal these pipes, they use mortar to fill the gaps in the connection points, and so sometimes when they put a little bit too much, it spills into the pipe itself and creates, well, a little bit of a dam. It's essentially points that some debris can get caught up in. There was a couple spots like that. Now, none of that was too significant to be of a large concern here. Meaning it wasn't stopping the flow of the line particularly. Basically, things were getting caught up in a couple sections, but nothing too serious or severe. Now, one other concern here with the section of concrete, and this is something that would have to have some further investigation. But in 2007, the City of Los Angeles approved basically a policy that says if you have a concrete sewer lateral, so the sewer lateral being the portion of the pipe that runs under the sidewalk in the street, which is what we're looking at right here. This is a concrete sewer lateral. That you essentially have to do one of two things. The concrete needs to be entirely replaced with a newer material, or a lining system needs to be administered to the system. So a lining system is essentially a plastic fibrous material that's run through a pipe. It's then inflated using like a bladder, and then it's filled with a resin. So it creates essentially a pipe within a pipe. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because with certain building-related permits that would be requested or could be requested if the homeowner decides to do certain building projects on the property, they will request that an inspection of the sewer lateral is done. Finding this section of concrete that does not have a lining system, they will potentially recommend one of two things, either replacement of the lateral or having that lining system installed. Now, I'm not here to say that that's necessary. With what I saw today, the line is functioning satisfactorily, so it's not necessary for the function of the line. However, it is something that is currently an approved code with the City of Los Angeles, and it is something that might come up so for the future, so it's something to be noted. Now that should be checked out with a contractor if one is going to be doing the work, this might have already been signed off. There was work done to this property, so it's possible that the city did see this and already okayed it, but again, that would be something that would have to be a little bit more investigation from a sewer contractor to look into. Alright, so now, a little bit ago, we changed back into the section of clay. Well, that's what we're in right now. We're in another section of clay pipe, and we're essentially running down the driveway. The way that the pipe runs, it exits out the back side of the structure, then makes a jog, and runs along the left side of the property, parallel to the driveway, and then heads in essentially a direct path to the center of the street. So we're in this section of vitrified clay, and this is a pretty long section. Now, we didn't see any roots coming out here, so overall that's a pretty good sign. I did have some water running, however, when I pushed out, so a little bit of debris getting caught up in there, but again, water will push that out. Alright, that was just an example there of some debris that's getting caught up in the line. With enough water flow, all that should just clear out. So far, with what we've seen in the pipe, it's in acceptable condition. Don't see any issues with it so far. Alright, we're now making a turn here. And at this point, the line is going basically parallel to the back wall of the structure. We have about 30 feet here. Alright, and here is one area of some slight concern. What we're sitting in right now is an original section of cast iron piping. So cast iron typically has a service life of about 70 to 80 years. It being original to the structure would indicate that this pipe is close to being 100 years old. Now, I will say that this pipe isn't in too bad of shape for being that old. It is an older material. I do see the beginning signs of some rust and scale buildup. But the water is still functioning out of this pipe. There's no reason to replace this currently. But it is just something to be aware of in the sake that this section might need to be replaced before other sections of the pipe. Well, it certainly will need to be replaced before other sections of the pipe. Alright, so we have a few more feet here. This last section that we entered is an ABS plastic piping. ABS is an excellent material for main sewer lines. It has a long service life expectancy. It's intended to be impervious to root intrusions. Also has a smooth inner surface, which is efficient at washing out debris. I'm just going to seal this cap up here. Just kind of go over the summary. Alright, get a photograph of that for the report. Okay, so pretty much to recap, only section that's the concern is the section of concrete. You're just going to want to make sure you check with the city on the permits for that. And then the section of cast iron, it's just an older system. But other than that, the line is in acceptable condition, is functioning as intended. So with that, I'm going to be wrapping up the video portion of the examination for today. Once again, this is Victor Jimenez with Sewerline Check Professionals. Thank you very much and have a pleasant day.